Hold on, don't rush me. No, wait, okay.
Three, two.
This is To Be Blunt. Texas women are getting their orgasms back thanks to Texas cannabis, and men in Texas still really don't care. We are a cannabis lifestyle show. I'm your host, Medicinal Mike, here with Benji Cooper, the Nug News correspondent man, and we have a great show planned for you guys today. We have This Week in History, we have the product reviews, we have everything you're going to want in cannabis, and a lot of news courtesy of Benji Cooper here.
Absolutely.
I mean, feel good. We feel good. So we're going to have a great show. We're going to let you know right now, this week in history, of cannabis history, of course. In Jamestown, 1612 is the year that this happened. It was a great time in cannabis, and they brought, Jamestown settlers did, to North America cannabis, and that was the first time it came out. 1612. Big thanks to cannabis people in 1612. Right on Jamestown, right?
Yeah, and the rest is history, right?
And the rest is history. That's my new favorite tagline right there. So we do have a great show. We have product reviews for you. I'm going to do the 30-second product review because we're a quick show and we know you got other things to do with your life. We're going to talk today about CO2 oil, California sap right here. California sap is one of the highest THC CO2 oils that are out there on the market right now. It is healing people. It is stopping seizures. You can smoke it. You can ingest it. You can vaporize it into your pipe. Your little vaporizer pipe, you know, for old people and stuff. It's delicious. I like it. What do you think?
I wish that all medicine tasted like this.
Like NyQuil, everything?
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Aspirin, what you name it.
You're supposed to, you know, you can smoke it too. You don't just shoot it in your mouth.
Right.
But it's delicious. California sap, and we thank you for your sponsorship of our show. We love you. You can see us too. We're the NugLife Radio show people. So this is what we look like in person. We are beautiful people in a beautiful place right now. And what I want to talk about now is the news with Benji Cooper.
Well, a couple of weeks ago on the NugLife Radio show, we talked about Graciela Benavides in Mexico, who is being allowed to use cannabidiol to treat her seizures. Now, Mexico's Supreme Court is planning to discuss a proposal that would legalize marijuana recreationally in Mexico. In a hearing set for October 28, judges will be voting on whether or not to declare unconstitutional parts of a federal law that prohibit growth and consumption of marijuana. This is after a nonprofit group filed an injunction against the 2013 decision by health regulator COFEPRIS. Political pressure has been rising in Mexico to liberalize its laws on marijuana after U.S. states have legalized recreational use in recent years. So,
there's a lot of big words right there. So what happened? They gave the child marijuana?
They are allowing her to use cannabidiol or CBD oil to treat her seizures, and this is the first of its kind in the country. So now
it's the first place that's allowing people to use the children. Very big ups to Mexico. You guys have been using marijuana probably longer than most of us, and you brought me all my marijuana way back in the day, and I appreciate you guys for it. And to be the first to come along with science is a good thing. Your story, that was just a boring read. I'm sorry, I love you. It's just a lot of big words, and I tune out. I have ADD. Everybody knows it.
Well, Mexico might have recreational marijuana pretty soon here. So
that's good. It's probably because, I hope they're listening and they know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What's next? What else is in the news, Benji?
Well, the Australian government has announced their plans to allow cannabis to be grown for medical and scientific purposes. This is partially in response to a petition that retired nurse Lucy Haslam started on change.org after her son Daniel, who used medical cannabis to ease the pain of terminal bowel cancer, passed away earlier this year. Lucy founded the group United in Compassion to legalize cannabis in Australia and called Saturday's announcement a big win and hoped it would be an instrumental decision in getting medicine to people quickly. The government did make sure to point out that the announcement was not about legalizing marijuana for recreational use, and they said that cannabis is still an illegal drug in Australia for recreational use, and they have no plans to change that.
They're next too. They just announced recently that they are going to legalize it for cultivation, or they are petitioning to it. But I think Australia is going to be one of the next people to find out. That's thanks to Senator Leyenhelm. I can't say it because there's an H and a J together. Leyenhelm. It's not in there. I just know this.
Right.
I know cannabis stuff. So yeah, you had to go Australia and switching angles.
Yes.
What else you got?
Adam and Karen Jeffries of Rotorua, New Zealand have been given approval from the Health Ministry to give the cannabis oil spray Sativex to their 7-year-old daughter Zoe to control her medical conditions. Since birth, she has suffered from epilepsy, spastic quadriplegia, cerebral palsy, microcephaly, cerebral visual impairment, and is tube-fed. So far, the Sativex spray is the only medication that has worked to control Zoe's seizures, and a 1 month's supply of the medicine costs over $1,000. The family has set up a Give a Little page to help pay medication costs.
See, that's crap. Let me tell you right now, Sativex is a company, and it's gone corporate. I don't know who owns it, and I don't like that. I know everybody that owns every company, and when police are endorsing a company, when they're saying it's the only thing that's worked for the girl, have you tried Rick Simpson oil? Any kind of oil that has cannabis in it is definitely going to work just as good as Sativex. In fact, I'm a whole plant person, so if you're using just CBD, I'm sure it works great, but imagine if there's one awesome chemical that's inside that plant, compound, then you need that whole thing. You have CBD, CBN, THC, Delta-9. It's not like the first time you smoke. When you do smoke, every time you build up that tolerance level, and if you moderate it properly, you're going to have a level amount of medicine. But using a company like that, and when you hear your government and your police endorsing a product,
Well,
is that the news? Yeah, whatever, to be blunt. Our cannabis hero this week, and we want to try and recognize you every week, Andrew Hutchinson. You're out there. Andrew Hutchinson is going to receive the Cannabis Activism Belt. You can see him, check him out on Facebook and all the cool media things. He goes out there, he spends his time helping people, and November 6th, 7th, and 8th, check us out at HempCon. You'll see him there winning this belt because he gives all of his time to the homeless people. He helps his mom, and he's a good boy, and he deserves it. He does a lot for cannabis and cannabis awareness. You love Andy, right?
Yeah, and you can catch him every week on our show, calling in, giving his shout-outs.
What's the name of that show?
NugLife Radio.
That's right. Check us out on the NugLife Radio show. We are the only cannabis education show that is syndicated for FM. Thanks for listening. This is To Be Blunt, and this is episode number 1. So stay with us as we fine-tune and tweak. Cannabis, vote. It's awesome.